Dolls and Dorks, this is Kianara and Bentley and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk to you about a question that I get quite often. What do I look for when I buy a secondhand doll? Well, there are a few things that you might want to keep in mind when you're buying a secondhand doll off of Doa or Facebook or Instagram or whatever where you want to buy your secondhand doll. There are a few things that you might want to, look at before you actually do the sale. First thing that you want to just keep an eye on is the actual sales post. The sales post tells you so much about a doll that it is just... Wow, I'm just having a brain fart. I'm sorry, guys. A sales post just tells you so much about the state of a doll, about what you're going to get when you buy the doll. So it's just really important that you read everything and not just skim through it. No, just really read what the seller tells you. If you have a sales post that is like, I have this doll and I want so much for it and this is shipping, I honestly wouldn't buy a doll because I want to know what the status of the doll. Does it have damages? Is it yellowed? What comes with the doll? Does it have eyes, wigs, or clothes, or body, all sorts of stuff like that. I want to see that in my sales post when I buy a doll. So the most important thing that a seller needs to list when they sell a doll, in my opinion, is the state of a doll. Some people just don't do that, and I honestly don't trust those people that just don't tell you anything about the doll. I wouldn't buy it because I don't want to be surprised when I get a doll and it's like severely damaged or severely unevenly yellowed or stuff like that. So a good salesperson will list the state of a doll. They will tell you whether your doll is damage free. Does it have or it maybe has damages? It happens. Like fingers can break off, a face up can be chipped, there can be a chip missing from the ankle of the knee, or there might be some scratches on the body or something like that. It can happen. It's resin. It's not really, it is breakable. But a good salesperson will tell you that there is a little bit of damage. The other thing that they will mention is whether your doll is yellowed or not, or unevenly yellowed or not. It's a thing that comes with the hobby. It's a thing that comes with resin. It yellows. It happens. Whether you keep your doll hiding away from the sun or in a dark closet, yellowing is something that will happen over time when your doll gets older. It's inevitable. It might not be as much as you keep your doll in the sun, but it will happen either way. So a good salesperson will tell you, my doll is a little yellowed. My doll has not been yellowed because it's just 3 months old. My doll is unevenly yellowed. Its arms and neck is yellow, more yellow than its body. They will tell you that in their sales post. So that's a thing to keep an eye out, because pictures will not always tell you the damages of a doll. Like tiny little scratches, they won't show up on pictures. A slight uneven yellowing, they will not show up on pictures. That's just a fact that doesn't really show up. So it's a good thing to keep an eye out for in a sales post. Is that listed or not? Another thing that you might want to keep in mind when you're reading a sales post is whether your doll is legit or not. It's unfortunately a thing that we face in this time and age in the hobby, that there are people out there to scam other people, or people that have been scammed and don't know that their doll is not legit. That also happens. So not everybody who's selling Rico's doll as legit might always know that it is. Some people do. Some people are actually scammed themselves. So what you can keep an eye out for when you're buying a doll and you want to make sure that your doll is legit, another recast. A little FYI for people who don't know what a recast is. A recast is an illegal copy of an original doll. That's a recast. I'm not going to go into whether it's bad or not or stuff like that. I don't want to go into that discussion. That's your opinion. I have my own opinions about that, but that's not what this video is about. I'm just not going to talk about that, because then this video would be like 55 minutes long or something. I don't want to do that. I just want to tell you that they are out there. And a few ways that you can pay attention to actually making sure that you're not buying one is to look out for a certificate of authenticity, a box, tags, and actual print screens or screen caps of where the seller bought their dolls. What you need to pay attention to when you see like a certificate of authenticity, there are recasters out there that make copies of certificates, but these certificates are incomplete. They don't have like the sculpt name or the date that they were made, or the serial number doesn't make sense because it's all zeros or stuff like that. These certificates of authenticity have discrepancies in them. And that's a good thing to keep in mind when you're looking at a certificate. Is it like completely filled in and it has a good serial number that doesn't always contain zeros or ones or whatever? Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's something like that. And does it have a date when it was made, the sculpt name and stuff like that? If it has all those things, you have a legit COA. Because recasters don't take the effort to really fill in your COA, make a serial number and make it match with the doll and stuff like that. They don't do that. At least that's as far as I have figured it out. I might be wrong, but that's just what I know. So if I'm wrong, please don't hate me. Another thing that you can pay attention to is the box. Does the doll come with its original box? I have never heard or seen any recaster remake an original box. I might have looked wrong. It might just happen. I'm not sure, but as far as I know, as far as I have been able to figure things out, they don't do that. So if your doll comes with an original box and with a COA, then you can just be like 100% sure that you have like a legit doll. Another thing that you can look at is tags. Some dolls have like little metal tags with a company name or a logo or stuff like that inserted into their heads, on the back of their heads, the inside of the heads. That's a way to determine whether your doll is also legit or not. Unfortunately, some recasters remake those tags. So it's becoming harder and harder to just distinguish a doll by its tags. But there is a little something that you can use to maybe determine whether it's a legit tag or not. Like, for example, I have seen this come by on the internet, is that Volks has these little metal tags in the back of their heads with a serial number in them. And that matches the COA. A recast doll just has this tag and it has just the zeros. And it doesn't make any sense. Like, that serial number just doesn't make any sense. So that's a thing that you can pay attention to when you're buying a doll. But if you still have doubts after checking all those things off, you can always ask the seller, could you please provide me with a screen cap of your buy? Like, can you make a screen cap of your order that you did at the company? Or maybe like a dealer or something. Or can you make a screen cap of your payment, of your PayPal payment? If people can provide you with that, you can actually be sure that your doll actually came from a legit place. Sometimes it's a little hard, I have to admit. When you buy your doll secondhand, you don't always know where it came from. It came from that person, but that person might have actually got it secondhand as well. It might not always work, but it is a tool that you can use in determining whether you have a legit doll or not. So that's a thing that you can pay attention to when you're buying your doll. Another thing that you might want to pay attention to when buying your doll, it is just a little fact. It is just a little fun thing, is knowing what you will get with your doll. Whether your doll comes with eyes or clothes or wigs or stuff like that. It's just a really fun thing to know that you know on forehand that what you're getting with the doll. And just in case you need to order some extra eyes, if you need to order eyes and this seller says, hey, you're gonna get a pair of free eyes with this, you don't have to buy new eyes. That's just as simple. Let me think. Are there some other things that you might want to pay attention to when you are buying a doll second hand? So I think that I have covered like most of the things that you have to look out for when you're buying a doll. Another thing that you can actually do, and that's just something that popped in my head right now. Oh my god, you look a little windblown. Is if you don't trust a person, if you aren't really communicating well, or this person is being a little vague when you're contacting the seller, don't do it. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. That's just a rule that I go by. If it doesn't feel good, if this person is acting weird, don't buy the doll. Don't do it. If you really have doubts, you can even Google like the name of the person or the screen name of the person, and then a review or feedback of this person, just to see if there's anybody out there who has dealt with this person before and whether it went well or not. You can even ask the seller, do you have a feedback thread somewhere that I can just check whether you're, to see if you're, you know, if I can trust you or something like that. That's also a thing you can do. But if you don't trust the thing, if you have just this feeling inside of you like, it just doesn't feel right, then don't buy it all. Then don't do it. Look for another one. That's just the thing that I always do when I buy a second-hand doll. Let me think. Other things that you need to keep in mind. Yeah, that just was a little, well, maybe not so little. It's actually kind of a long video already. But I hope I was able to tell you a little bit of the things that you need to keep an eye out for when you're buying a second-hand doll. I hope this was helpful. If you guys have any questions, if I forgot to mention anything, now please leave a comment below so I can, you know, answer your questions in in the comments, or maybe do another video with questions where I answer your questions or something like that. If you have any questions left or things that I have forgotten that you think, hey, that's something that you need to take care of, please leave it in the comments below. That will be much appreciated. So guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope it was helpful to you all. You guys know the drill. If you like this video, if you like what I'm doing, then please like, subscribe, comment, click on the notification bell. You guys are freaking awesome. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a very lovely day today, and I hope to see you in one of my next videos. Bye bye!